Hello, everyone, and welcome to this video about how I became an alternative healthcare professional. In 1977, I had a death experience in which I realized during that experience that all of us, every single person on this planet, is accompanied by holiness. And it's in that holy feeling and that holy experience that I had that changed my entire life. I was a professional figure skater. I skated between 1962 and 1977. I was 18 years old, and I came down with double pneumonia and 109-degree temperature. At that point, they took me to the hospital, and from there on, it was just an absolutely glorious experience. I was with holy beings that assured me that every single one of us and all of you are all helped every single day, every moment. So after my death experience in 1977, there was a long period in which I was just figure skating because my lung damage was so bad. I had double pneumonia that I decided to take a job in Europe in the Holiday on Ice there. I did not really realize what had happened to me yet. But pretty soon, within about 10, 11 months, I started seeing color and I started feeling things in the hands that were not on any level normal. And I had no idea what was going on because I was still a child. I was only 18. And I had this girlfriend who actually broke her ankle. What happened was great and holy beings and great and holy feelings and vision, etc., came to me in a way that I experienced the gratitude and the full power of the universal in a manner in which I just reached out to my girlfriend's ankle. I had no idea what I was doing. And sure enough, fabulous energy came through. And the next day, my girlfriend was actually skating. She did break her ankle the day before, but she was figure skating that next day. And that was the turning point in which I started to believe so many things happened so fast. I had people coming with other broken ankles, all kinds of different types of ailments. And pretty soon I had kind of a line out my dorm room. All the other skaters realized that something was going on with me in which maybe they wouldn't have to go to the hospital as readily. And so they started coming to me and we started actually taking care of all kinds of maladies, didn't matter what it was, bumps, bruises, cuts, disease, all kinds of ailments, various other types of injury. And I started working for about 4 years like that. And that was pretty much the next thing that happened. Because I was 18, 19, 20 in those years, before that, before the occurrence of the death experience, I had absolutely no idea why God existed or who God was or even where it was. I didn't have any time for God before that. I didn't think about God until this occurrence, and then my life changed a great deal. I really wasn't thinking about um, being any kind of healthcare practitioner. I was just a figure skater. I was a regular guy, a normal person. I had absolutely no experiences previous to this on any kind of supernatural level or any other thing. So to go from nothing to the deep end of the pool within just a few years was pretty agonizing, actually. And it took me a long, long time. I would say it took me 12 years of being involved with holiness before I understood even what the messages were or are. That if any of us, anybody, decides they're going to still their mind and still their heart, still their spirit long enough, you will be able to hear holiness coming to you and through you. It doesn't make any difference what religion you are or how old you are or what part of the world you live in. What matters is that you start today. You start right now. If you want to become more, you can. All of us, everybody on this planet, has the inherent right to become a spiritual person, and you can find your own victory. After 10 years of being in the figure skating show, I was kind of worn out by it, and I decided to take a break and come to America and start teaching. I took a job teaching figure skating in a little town called Upland, California. And at the top of Mount Baldy, which was right next to the rink where I was at, I decided to go and visit a Buddhist temple because I felt like after all the experiences I've had that I needed a more encompassing belief system. Because earlier in my life, I grew up actually as a Methodist. So in that belief system, I didn't have a lot of training. So I did go to a Buddhist temple for about a year, and I trained under their tutelage and began to learn the Buddhist way of life. People will say, I believe the word is modalities that's used, and there are none in my life. This is not any kind of Reiki or whatever, where people actually go and study a course. Now, I believe that Reiki and other types of things like that are excellent for people to do. However, I did not have any kind of that training whatsoever. And the reason I didn't is because during my death experience, the veil was actually removed between myself and holy beings. So I can actually see, hear, and feel them on a daily basis. And it has been like that since 1977. When people come to a session, they come for many reasons. It can be personal, it can be physical, it can be mental, uh, or it can be an injury, or it can be disease, or many, many other reasons. Okay. This is Sasha, by the way, and he is our absolutely lovely friend. He actually does accompany myself and my wife in a session um, quite readily, actually. And as you can see, Sasha here, who's 12 years old, is an amazing animal who's very, very sensitive to holy energy. And because during a session, we do use a table in which people come and actually sit on this table. This cat, Sasha, actually will come and sit on it with them. So during a session, what actually happens is none of the energy from holiness actually comes through my body at all. I am just a witness to it. In my belief system, which is my own, I truly believe that humans are not capable of doing holy work. They are capable of witnessing it. They are not capable of actually doing it. I am very careful with my semantics on this subject because I don't want anybody to misunderstand me in thinking that I would ever say anything about claiming that I, Adam Miller, do any kind of holy work whatsoever. Again, I'm just a witness to it. And as you know, to be a witness to it is a privilege beyond this world. When I do this work, I completely let go of my own personality and I allow the holy ones to come and speak and come and do the work. A lot of times during the session, I actually don't remember the session. I have to have other people remind me about what happened. Was I asked by holiness to do this job? And the answer is no. I took this job solely on my own free will and decided that the best way to put in use what I learned from the death experience was to begin the laying of hands and be able to just trust that it's holy energy that does the work. So somewhere in the 1990s, a little bit later in the 1990s, I think what really happened to me to make me realize the importance of my job was this. I had gone to what's called a health fair, in which Practitioners go of all types to be able to talk to their possible future clients. What happened was a very intense thing for me and kind of sad, actually. So I started my day out about 8:30 in the morning that day, and I had a young lady come to me, and she was in tears, and she said, "My sister died of cancer, and where were you?" And that was the beginning of my day. It's a little bit intense. The entire day was like that. People coming in one after another and asking me, where was I? And that show really changed my opinion about how important healing work is on any level. A lot of times people ask me, how does this work? Well, the fact is, I don't know. The universe is a great mystery. I know how to work with it. I most certainly don't know how it works. What I do know is that we change the universal energy within the body at the cellular level, and it will change just about any problem that you have. A lot of people come and see these videos, and the first thing that may come up for you is resistance to becoming well. That is an extremely important subject, which we're going to talk about today. I want everybody to understand that when you come and do a session, or when you go to listen to a lecture or a speech from me, that a lot of times what will happen is your body will tighten, and your body and your mind will say, no, this is not possible, and no, this is not for me, and various other things. I want to tell you something. I applaud that. I go through the worst resistance every day. And that is an important thing. What is resistance really? It's evil trying to get in. It's evil trying to say, you're not enough. It's evil trying to say, you're never going to get well, and various other problems. Half of the people that I see in session are just so resistant, it's unbelievable. And here's the other thing I want to say about my sessions. If you come to a session, you don't have to believe any of it. You don't have to believe a single iota of what's going on. You just have to be willing to come. That's all you have to do. And if you're willing to sit down and listen even for 10 minutes to what holiness has to say to you, because you deserve it, then what's going to end up happening is that resistance will slowly melt away. I need to say this, that I'm just a regular guy, a normal person like anybody else. And I just had an extraordinary experience, which launched me into an area in which not even I know what happens.